struggling with a migrant crisis that has resulted in more than 3,000 deaths since the beginning of this year. So why is it happening now? Primarily because of growing conflict and instability in the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. Many of the refugees come from Syria, where a civil war has been raging for more than 4 years. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's government has been accused of using barrel bombs and chemical weapons against its own people, and the extremist group Islamic State has taken over large parts of the country, putting civilians under brutal and violent rule.
A cool breeze billows out over the seas. He pleads and gives his kids a tight squeeze and leads, sitting shoulder to shoulder. He shivers as it gets colder. The tide can be vile and almost topples them over. Not everyone will survive the most tumultuous ride, but they sit side by side through flashing waves as they glide. Their only crime is to want peace in their lives. The only hope they have left is compassion on the other side. He closes his eyes and grips his child's hand tight, for this is the beginning of many days and nights. Another man cries as he holds on to his wife. They know full well they might not make it alive. The passage is rough, the vessel not fit for purpose. Little do they know that many see them as worthless. Lives torn apart by persecution and war. You could never imagine the terror that they've endured.
In the short stretch of water between Lesbos and Turkey, the Greek Coast Guard has stepped up aggressive patrols. Yesterday, a young Syrian boy drowned in this channel when one dinghy capsized. In recent weeks, there have been reports of masked men, angry locals, roaming the streets at night, setting up roadblocks and threatening both the migrants and those who work with them. The threats come from a small minority.
The money saved and paid comes with no guarantee. He has to hold on to his faith that he can save his family. If he could find another way, he'd never take this kind of risk. He's had to turn to people smugglers as desperation hits. They try and fathom what it's like when you go through your daily life. You have a roof and food and friends and pretty much do what you like. Now I ain't saying life ain't tough and many have it far from easy, but imagine sitting in a boat and floating out while freezing. I ain't having it that people do it just to take the mick out of our country's migrant policies and live on benefits. You turn the poor against the poor and watch the rich just get more rich. It's up to you to show compassion, cause the media's playing tricks. They'd have you thinking these ain't people, like they don't deserve to live, as if they're taking something from you only shown as negative. These are men, women and children like the people you grew up with. Still the comments that I'm reading are quite frankly real disgusting.
Even for those who enter illegally in the territory of the European Union, there is an asylum right, there is an asylum law. That is only the more so if you consider that 96% of people who enjoy asylum protection in the European Union have entered irregularly. You know why? Because they were not given any other chance than to make it irregularly. There are no legal pathways. That's one of the elements of the passion.
Sees the shore, toss the life jacket to where they're going crazy. All around him sees his children looking scared. He gives a reassuring look, they take great comfort in his eyes. This is the start of something new, he's just so thankful no one died. He's in for a bumpy ride and he'll get pushed from side to side. He wants to find a job and work, he wants to start to re-provide. Determination, desperation brought him to his destination, but the struggle's far from over. First he has to fight detention and the stigma that's been placed on him through no fault of his own. All he wants is stable living in a place he can call home, but it's not easy trying to navigate a system set to fail when you've been demonized in publications like the Daily. Hard as hell, he feels rejected, this is not what he expected. Tries his best and works so hard, but somehow still he's not accepted. Have love for your fellow man before it all goes down the pan, cause one day you might need the help and let's see then just where you stand.
Where is the humanitarian? We are that humans that they are saying that we are helping the human beings that needing help. We escaped from Afghanistan from we don't like terrorism. We don't like the target killing. So we escaped from there to here to go to Europe to get a better life, to get education, to live such a